Hi, this is Leonard Simchek, helping you on your roadmap to success. In my other videos, I talked about the road to success as being similar to climbing a mountain. And the climbing a mountain involves 4 C's: a call, a climb, a crash, and a crest. Very briefly, the call has to do with listening to our inner voice and answering the call. It may be to follow a dream, fulfill a purpose, heal a wound, express a talent. The climb means, asks me to have the courage and the self-discipline to continue climbing, to find that inner strength, that perseverance, to keep on walking. And it may mean being more prepared, having resources, having accountability buddies, and having direction. When we move further along, it's inevitable that we're going to encounter a crash. Failures are a part of life. Failures are a crash. And the failures asks us to develop character. So when I fail, there's always a lesson in my failure. If I crash, I can ask myself, well, what is this lesson? What am I here to learn in the crash? And crashes are unfortunately necessary because as we're moving towards success, it's inevitable that we will have big obstacles, or we will be challenged to see whether climbing that mountain is really important enough. If I'm trying to find my inner voice, well, my crash may be I may not express my inner voice, or when I do, there may be some consequence. So whatever that crash is, it does teach us about mustering our perseverance to overcome that crash. It was a couple of years ago. I remember going to see the Dalai Lama in Long Beach Convention Center. And I was driving along and the road eventually merged into one way. I was going on the one-way street, but I had to make a left turn. And I wasn't in the furthermost lane to make a left turn. And when I did, I almost hit another car. And the other car, which was a Lexus, I heard the horn and I pulled over, and thankfully there was no accident. I almost had a crash. So I pulled over to the curb, and behind me, the man in the Lexus stopped. And I looked through my rear view mirror, and he was gesticulating, and you could tell he was really ticked off. And there was a woman next to him in the passenger seat. So my inner guidance system, my inner voice said, talk to him. I said, okay. I got out of the car, and he rolled down the window. He started yelling at me, "What's wrong with you? You almost crashed my car." Well, I leaned in and I says, "I'm really sorry. It was my fault. Thank you for waking me up, and I'm really sorry for any distress." He says, You scared my sister who's next to me." And again, I said, "I apologize, but I'm on my way to see the Dalai Lama to learn about inner peace." So he kind of stopped and didn't know what to say, and again I thanked him and I went on my way. And eventually I went to the auditorium where the Dalai Lama was, and I had a ticket for the riser at the very top. But I was in this state of really gratitude. There was no accident. I felt really grateful for the opportunity to be here. And as I gave the attendant the ticket in the main hall, instead of directing me up to the riser, the attendant just says, "Just keep on walking." So I walked down the hallway or down the main center aisle and to the first 6 rows, and I realized that everybody had a VIP badge. There was a seat opening, and I went to ask the person, "Is that seat available?" And the person says, "No, this is a VIP section." She held her VIP emblem and said, "This is only for us." I said, "Oh, I'm sorry." I turned to leave, and she says, "Oh, just sit down and just join us." So there I went. If it really wasn't for that almost crash, I wouldn't have been in that place to be open to be in a place to listen to the Dalai Lama, which again, his message was about finding inner peace. So when you have a crash, sometimes the crash will ask us to go back to our original call. Does that call really answer true? Is that call the right call? So we may go and redefine the call that really, to get to this top of the mountain, I'm really asked to go here. Or the crash may force me to start the climb again and to go again on this journey to the top of the mountain. Usually a crash forces us to pause, just like I pause, to pay attention to what was happening and then decide what the next steps will be. It takes me back to the next climb so I can continue my way up to the crest. And the crest is the subject of the next video, which I'll be talking about shortly. This is Leonard Simchek, helping you with the roadmap to success.